Welcome back to The Grace of the Gods Anime Review, episode number 6. We're here reviewing the last 2 episodes officially released for season 1, and which also is the 11 total episode series. Next video will be the season 2. So this one basically has the thing that's building up in the series since, I think like episode 3, 3 or 4 I think it was, where we have the Grill Frog competition. Yep. Excuse me, where it's outbreak, and of course everybody's there, and of course business. There's no, but by the way, I should mention though, there's no new characters introduced in the last couple episodes. It is mostly put the laundromat just succeeding like crazy. They don't play a role like they did in the previous set of episodes. No, they basically are here. Just know, yeah, they're here and they're making profits, and it's like bigger and bigger. And of course, basically where we have the outbreak stuff happen, of course, against the frogs. And there's these also also happens where the Duke's wife trains Elena and Ryoga how to, well, a particular type of beast tamer contract. This whole thing of sharing stuff, and of course mentioned about nausea, which apparently is very natural. And they do explain that Elena's beautiful mother can tame 100 wolves. Yes, like even Fenrir's. And of course, her father, the Duke, apparently, well, he can train for all the creatures. Not exactly stated if it was basically, well, wolves or not. In the case of the grandpa, he actually can train birds, no problem. And of course, they train with the birds, and this is more sort of for what happened later on. We see like, oh, and the reason they're practicing music because apparently the birds that are kind of come at the same time to be contracted. Well, they like music. It depends on what music it was. Apparently, the only music they like is when the instrument gets smashed. So we first see one adventurer using a flute, which doesn't work. He throws it on the ground and he takes out a sword, tries to tame by force. That doesn't work, and we see basically a dark blue variant known as a nightmare bird try to use this sound, and apparently Ryoga is able to goes away, and then of course next day, and of course Hughes is being idiot, thinking that basically Ryoga should give her a hug and possibly a smooch, despite the fact that, well, she has been embarrassed by that, and it's Ryoga the one punching him. By the way, this is the same man who he saved back in episode 1, and he's being an idiot. And from what I can tell, basically the Duke and his wife had no problem with basically Ryoga doing this, because if it was basically what would be the punishment if it's from the wife? Probably would be a punch. It'd be a big slap. The Duke probably would punch him, and Ryoga basically doing it, and of course they're perfectly satisfied with this. And then the birds come back, and then of course you have where Elena, where she plays basically her music, her flute, and, well, she gets some birds. Ryoga basically plays the guitar, which, of course, beautiful music, by the way. He's learned that he can play the guitar, and, of course, he's able to tame zebras, including Nightmare Bird, and they contract with them, and, of course, there's a variant bird, also is a dream bird. And, of course, since they're satisfied, she's going off to school. But first, basically, one favor she asks Ryoga, just stop referring to her as my lady, just refer about her name, and he perfectly can do that, no problem. She's very happy with it, and of course they go off, and he will stay he'll build a house near the mine so he can keep patrolling it, and that's season. Otherwise, though, really good. And can you believe this first season aired 5 years ago? Yes, aired during 2020, which was for a lot of people not a very good year. For you personally wise. Me, it wasn't necessarily a big issue with me per se. You don't think I didn't like about that year? Was the Kukulkan convention. That was a big thing I hated about 2020. Along with the stupid mass stuff and the hearing about all the misinformation related to what happened during that year. And the stupid stuff seeing on the news. Like, oh my gosh, why are people doing this for? Yes, it's when Antifa was being basically their highest stupidity of violence. Yeah. But I'm not going to talk about 2020 now. Anymore. because basically it's Bring Up 2020 only if basically if an anime was released that year. But otherwise, though, this is pretty much a particular video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, to notifications. In the case of the first season, before I end the here, great first season. I loved it. Next up, season 2. Okay, next video. Bye.